Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
But we didn't catch it, so it's fine now. We didn't catch the Wednesdays.
Okay,
What's wrong in the
live?
intro sequence? We are live.
Oh shit! Oh,
Okay. Hey, how's it going?
hey, all you.
Whatever.
Hello, all you Fender Telecasters and all you studied Blade Masters. Good evening, and welcome to Chromatic Chimera, where the story is made up and the XP does not matter. Welcome to WovenRealm. It's a 13th Age independent broadcaster actual play. 13th Age is a pretty nifty system. It's goated in my opinion. Pretty based. D20 Fantasy, published by Pelgrane Press. It's pretty cool. You can check it out. We have code Chromatic for a discount on their products on their website. Welcome our wonderful cast, at least those who are back with us this week. The adventurers of the Emerald Caravan. AJ as Constance of Eternal Trust, the Osmar Paladin. Chris as Soren Silverthorn, the half-elf bard. Sam as Oleander Morgenstern, the spirit-born necromancer. And I, Alex Puddins, whatever have you, am the game master. And you may notice that our usual customer Lucy is, who's usually Azara Solaris, the half-elf cleric, is not amongst us tonight. She's on a trip. And Azara also is currently on one to the moon. Fret not, though, dear friends and viewers, for tonight we are joined by a familiar face that we all know and love. Nevi will be joining us as Triss Delmont, the Unholy One commander. Nevi's reprising the role of Triss from Madame Curio's Bizarre Bazaar, where you probably knew her better as the Red Sword. Knew one better as the Red Sword. And that was the sort of spiritual prequel to WovenRealm, so you can check that out on the YouTubes if you're ever interested. Anyway, a lot of shit happened 2 weeks ago, last session. We played some musical chairs since then. The party went through the rest of Castle Nightflame with the Emerald Caravan, each of them embodying Oberyn Eversummer at various points in his life. As these moments played out before the party, summoned from Soren's book, intermingled with the party's shared clairvoyance. The caravan chased toward Azara's mother, slowly learning in each memory just who Azara's mom truly was, Nin Eversummer, daughter to Oberyn. In the monumentous battle against Oberyn Nightflame, the corrupted form of the Witch King by the moon, Azara's mother risked her own life to spare her father's. After an insult that can only be described as a heinous crime from Soren, Oberyn Nightflame suffered a mental breakdown as the moon's scarlet light summoned forth the total chimera, an avatar of Lycus. Azara, in the Night Flame's clutches, was dragged to the moon that bears the Demon Lord of Fury's name, leaving the Emerald Caravan in the emptied, ruined halls of Castle Night Flame. So, last we left the party, the Emerald Caravan gathers their things and made the march through the Iron Forest for what must have felt like an eternity before reaching their dragonfly-shaped airship, the Damselfly. The winter air is filled with a somber ambiance as the Emerald Caravan takes their patented approach of sulking in silence instead of discussing their problems as they begin to prepare for their journey back to the Ren's Run. And yes, Nevi, the Emerald Caravan is in the possession of a prototype airship called the Damselfly. It is basically shaped like a big-ass mechanical dragonfly. With like the cockpits, like in the eyes, there's the body shape. It's kind of like just like the deck of the whole thing, and then there's the tail that has a turret in it, and it's got like big dragonfly wings that are powered by a radioactive powered engine. There's a small nuclear reactor in their airship.
What color is it?
It's like a cobalt blue, but I think the party's considered repainting it green.
Nice.
To be on brand. So Emerald Caravan, you're aboard your airship again, and you're beginning the few days journey back to Ren's Run by air, with a few of the treasures you've acquired from Castle Nightflame in tow, including the Eversummer armor that Constance now wears as her own, and the painting of the Oberyn and Lucas Eversummer that had formed in this dream state book thing and did not crumble after the book closed.
Yeah, Constance is inconsolable at the moment. Yeah, it's just not going great.
It's messy.
Very.
I think Oleander is
Snot everywhere.
no. I think Oleander is just trying to be the adult in the room now and is like making sure everybody's like got all their stuff. We're on the damselfly. We're going. I'm gonna ask Tamlin where she wants us to take her, because we can drop her wherever, or we can take her to Ren's Run.
I think she agreed to going to Ren's Run with you somewhere safe. Like you said, oh, we know someone who can keep you safe.
All right. I wasn't sure how far we got like last session, so
I'm pretty sure like that's kind of what the ending thought was hey, we got to take Tamlin somewhere like
yeah, I just wasn't sure if we had decided for sure where.
Yeah, Tamlin's probably chill with the plan, you know, she's
Okay.
pretty exhausted and injured herself still.
All right, then I think Oleander is just gonna be focusing on flying.
Yeah.
Flying the damselfly, since I don't need to sleep.
Yeah, I mean, sleep, eat, you know, breathe is pretty helpful.
Like, she'll pretty much rest up enough to heal once we get away. Mm-hmm. Because fuck that place.
Indeed.
That place is spoopy.
Yeah. But otherwise, she's just quiet and sulky, really.
Okay.
And just focusing on getting us to Ren's Run.
We are awesome at emotions.
We're very good at it.
Incredible, really. Chris, how's Soren doing?
About the same. He is very quiet, sulky. Probably hasn't said more than like a word since he left. He is probably in whatever sort of room he has, just kind of like knees up in the windowsill, kind of just smoking as he did when Emmy died. And yeah, that's kind of what he's up to. So,
Woof. Sounds like a rough time.
Things are going great.
Well,
he finally broke into Fenris's herbalism kit.
Oh, the stash.
Amazing.
There's like a mason jar in there, just full of that good shit. He's got like a little thing that's like just magically suck the air out of it, so you can make a little vacuum seal in there.
Amazing.
Little druid stoner engineering there. So we're gonna pan away from the somber Emerald Caravan for a bit. We can all get the idea. We've seen WovenRealm at this point. We know what's going on here. We're gonna keep it here, and then one day we die. There's a lot of sadness. So we find ourselves in a place some distance away in the north, past Wormgard and the kingdom of man, I forgot how to pronounce my own fucking place. Arnlin, you are now in the lands of Kin Esteri. We find ourselves gazing upon a traveler in these lonely wooded valleys. Nevi, my dear friend, would you please describe Triss for myself, our fellow cast members, and the audience?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. Well, hi everybody. What you see before you is like around 5 foot, not very tall at all. Person over here who looks around 20 years old. They have red hair that kind of like goes down to like right about here, but the end parts of it is very black. Despite being so short, they have a very imposing disposition when they kind of walk. Like, they just have a lot of energy about them, and this kind of very stiff, resolute kind of face that just a little bit scary, just a little bit. They have on this like long black cape, kind of like, well, more of a jacket. It's a long black jacket with kind of red pockets and like a low V, kind of fancy black shirt and then white pants, and then super cool red boots with like heels on it. These are very fashionable and very stylish. Their whole outfit's really nicely put together, very styled, very much gives off the air of someone who kind of like spent some time on it. And while they're walking, they're just kind of like thumbing through a dictionary. It's their favorite thing to read.
Oh.
And it's this one specifically. What is the most like weird language that would exist in this world? Like something very obscure that like 5 people do.
Okay, hold on. I actually have this pulled up right now specifically, actually. Don't know why I'm on this page. So, okay, a very weird specific language would be Quibbish, the language of the homunculi, that are instinctively able to speak due to their alchemical creation. To the untrained ear, it sounds like absolute gibberish, making it a difficult language to detect. This makes it, so it's kind of like also used as like a cipher or like an encrypted language almost, too. By like certain rebel leagues in the Empire of Kovith to the far west. That's a very obscure language, as would be Druidic, Getsu, Adelian. Those are some other very Undergothic if you're into demonic shit.
The first one was really cool. That's the one that Trish is currently reading. They have all of those different dictionaries with them. One of the few things that they retained from their time of being like an omnipotent sword where they knew like everything was just various grasp on languages. They didn't have every word perfect coming back to this human people form, but they had various words and they want to kind of get them more better, right? And it's been their hobby in the last 30 years is just reading different dictionaries, highlighting words they like from it, just better learning all these kind of languages, so it's in the repertoire.
Yeah, well, this is the perfect setting and game for it because we have our own languages that aren't just based solely on being like an elf and shit. So this is the game for that shit. Undergothic is the language of dark creatures and those who share an ancestry with one of the Dreadlords. Undergothic developed from the Dreadlords finding the Gothic tongue best for their occult magics.
Yeah, I think Triss has found that one good to like engaging with edgy teenagers. Like,
oh, absolutely.
Just a good way to get them to behave better, being like, oh, throw some Undergothic at them.
Yeah, and you'd be able to then communicate with like any vampires, any of the there's a whole group of people that basically worship hags that live in a forest to the north. They basically would probably speak a lot of that language. So you're having a good time. You've got all these different languages that you can be reading up on, languages from continents far away. For like you'd probably never even find someone from this place. You can have dictionaries from Shivar, Dragon Sand, and Wyveria. So you've got, yeah, and so you're making your way through this winding path. Triss here is on a journey to visit an old friend of one's, an adventuring companion from a few decades ago. But Yvette since then has settled down with her husband to a life of, well, Triss, you know, Yvette's life has always been a bit messy, and visiting her castle has been a bit less bright ever since Yvette's daughters left home. You would also be aware that departure was not a very willing departure on the daughter's behalf. You make yourself up the winding path as strange winged creatures, Raptorian in shape, peer down at you, watching intently. Flames and shadow wreath them, giving away their magical nature as they sit perched in the jagged branches, bare in the winter snow. You gaze up toward the looming castle, 3 great towers reaching toward the sky. The architecture makes it clear you're in an elf country, with guards in jagged armor lining the brick walkway that leads you toward the gate. A pair of rather tough-looking elves step aside to let you through the castle gate, and you are led by a ghastly-appearing butler toward a lounge in the castle, with a mirage of a summer landscape flickering where the window area is. Paintings and fine plants line the walls, as do bottles of wine from the plains over. Decanter sits on a small table that is next to, sprawled on the lounge seat, Yvette, wine glass in hand, of course, sliding a duplicate towards you as you approach.
It's been a while, dear. And how exactly have you been?
I mean, same as usual. When your every need is taken care of and anyone who displeases you is tortured and or killed, then life's pretty easy.
You know, the last part isn't exactly, the nice sort of greeting to an old friend going on and on about torture and killing.
Oh, well, I would never torture and kill you, of course.
That's not exactly what I'm concerned about, Yvette. You displease enough people and they start raising adventuring parties to off you, and I don't want to see you deal with such a thing.
If it's been this long, I highly doubt anybody's coming for me. And it's not usually my hands that are getting dirty, so...
Well, if this is the life that makes you the most happy, I'm glad you achieved it at least.
It's comfortable. And... yes, this is what I wanted. So, this is where I'll stay.
Well, I just hope that, you don't rack up more regrets this way, but I'm happy if you'll...
Anyway, how are you?
Oh, no, it's been good, when you carry around a couple hundred of souls that died for you to live, you have a lot of redeeming to do, so I spent most of my time going around helping common people with various problems. The vampire sheep, that one was odd. God.
Oh.
You really think a vampire wouldn't try to turn a sheep, but apparently. Some people.
Triss, when did you become so good?
It took a lot of effort, I'd say. And
Not
I wouldn't
fun.
exactly say No, it really hasn't been. It's much easier to not care about others. But, well, like you said, you chose your life, I chose mine.
Well, I mean, what exactly have you been up to recently, though? It's like you said, it's been a long time. I'm sure you have stories for me. And she, lounges back and is just, swirling her wine glass.
Alright, well, what kind of stories are you interested in hearing? Because, I really, darling, the things I've done are rather dull lately. I'm not trying to achieve things at wide, large scales. I'm focusing more on, well, the kind of people I would use to manipulate. The sort of desperate, sad little ones who need a hand in things. So, honestly, sometimes as simple as fixing someone's fence. I never thought I'd do something so commonplace, but it improves their lives, I guess.
Oh, you fixed a fence?
Yes, dear, I did.
Gross.
I know, it's so difficult.
Well, if you ever want anything fun to do, I might have something for you, if you want to be so helpful.
Well, what exactly is your definition of fun, love? Because, what you've been going on here, the torturing and killing anyone who displeases you, isn't exactly my idea of a good time.
They're just servants. Anyway. So, as you know, my husband, Malakath, is the elf devil. But...
Yes. Oh, what a lovely nickname you have for him. You have such a sweet, loving relationship.
Sure. Anyway, so, have you heard of this... You remember Ton Tenderlove? You remember that fuck?
Not really, no. The name is ridiculous, though. Wait, wasn't Lorian connected with them?
Yeah! That guy! Alright, so, he has a son who is just... fucking everything up. And...
okay, sorry. And
no, okay, alright. Yes, so, no,
Hold
so
on.
this is Ton Tenderlove's child, so you can imagine the quality of person that is. Anyway.
I don't exactly have the highest sort of level here. The bar is very low, floor low at this point.
Anyway. Mally just wants somebody to keep an eye on him. I'm not asking you to torture or kill anybody. Just make sure that he doesn't come to torture and kill us or, cause other problems or go report to his daddy and try to squeeze money out of people. I don't know what these people do. I really don't pay attention anymore.
I told you that you needed to worry about people coming for your head, and now you're telling me that there might be people coming for your head. Oh. Okay.
Well, it's not specifically mine, and I don't even know if he knows about us all that much, but See, I try to stay away from as many details as possible because they're incredibly boring.
I know, you never did like details.
No.
Speaking of which, I did find a very simple guide to parenting for you. This one uses very basic language and a lot of pictures.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't think we're having another one, though.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean,
And
you still could make amends with the one you have. You know, they don't just stop existing now that they're grown. Like,
oh,
how
well,
old is she now? 15, 16,
no,
12?
she's. I don't know how children work, honestly. But
I don't either, but
her.
I feel like you should know more than I about
Well,
this. You're the one with the child.
she picked some kind of new name. It's like Sylvia or something. It's like I don't know. It sucks. It's the worst.
Something.
And our name was way better. Anyway, but she may be sort of involved with the group that Soren is with. So you see my predicament. Tangentially, just tangentially, like not involved. So you won't actually probably have to see her.
So she's not dating one of them.
No.
There was a chapter of that in the book about dealing with interpersonal.
Oh well, I don't know.
Why don't
I don't know who she hangs out with.
Okay, you really should attempt it. You know, if you would like to actually improve your relationship, having a conversation is a good stepping stone to that.
I didn't want her in the first place.
Yeah, I know, and I'm sorry that life didn't go the way you wanted it to, but you still have an obligation towards the kid.
Well, then... Let me start over. Triss, if you have the time and are willing, would you do me a favor? There is a, I believe, half-elf. I don't know how that happens when your dad's a tiefling, but looks nothing like him, of course. Anyway, getting sidetracked. If you could keep an eye on Soren Silverfoot, Thorn in my ass, Soren Silver ass, Thorn.
On Silver ass. I do think that's not actually his name, Yvette.
Soren Silverthorn, I'm 99% sure.
Okay. Thorn Silverthorn. Oh, names. Alright, hold on, let me just write that down. So.
If you happen to see Sylvia along the way, if you could make sure that she is not dead. I'm pretty sure that's what moms want, right? That their kid's not dead.
Yeah, no, Yvette, you genuinely would like your child to not be dead as a start.
Yes, then that is what I'm going with.
Look, I adore you as a person. I do feel as if we get along well when we just sort of talking. I like your sense of style. I like that you're someone who always wants something better for yourself. Your ambition is something that I greatly admire. Yet at the same time, Yvette, you have made choices here that I personally don't exactly see as good ones at the moment. And what I'm trying to say is, why? You've never cared of your daughter before, and I guess you're concerned that they're going to be coming after you, and you're concerned that they're messing things up for you. But why them specifically? I mean, you've had threats before this.
Not really, but quick aside to the DM. Yvette's aware of the convergence, right? Being who she is.
She kind of had a hand in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, Malakath was kind of like, hey, yo, like, this shit's going down. Like, come on, baby.
Yeah. Well, the convergence happened, and all the rules changed.
True. Alright. As a favor for an old friend, I'm willing to look into this for you. If I'm
Triss.
being honest.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please, you first.
I don't know how you're the only person alive that can make me feel bad about things, but
That's
I'm
because
sorry.
I'm the only person you have left who you're willing to talk with frankly. You've isolated anyone who doesn't humble themselves before you.
Well, I am sorry for not treating you the way I should have during this visit. Thank you for everything.
Dear, you have nothing to apologize for. How many times did I call you a pathetic Yuling worm?
Well, I'm honestly not sure. I kind of tuned it out after a while.
I really should have had other insults prepared. It was rather pathetic of me to only have the one, honestly.
You're the one with the dictionary.
Right, you think I would learn what synonyms are at some point.
Now, what you really want is called a thesaurus.
Oh, yes. Those are actually... I do have quite a few on me.
Oh.
You know, I am a...
Of course you do.
The ones I can't get behind are fiction-based stories. Like, I don't understand the point of writing about what someone else did or making up something when you can just go do things. At least with a dictionary at the source, you're gaining actual knowledge, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Well, you are welcome to stay as long as you would like, as always. I promise not to torture or kill any servants while you are here. I cannot say the same for my husband, unfortunately.
I appreciate such a grand gesture on your part.
You've gotten really good at this sarcasm thing.
I know. I've rather improved. I used to be so bad at it, too. Now, come on, dear. You always did know the best shopping spots. Why don't we spend a bit before we have to leave?
Ooh. Good thing my allowance is unlimited. Heyo!
All right, so you two go on a shopping spree in the nearby city. Malakath kind of set up the castle to be like by a volcano too, so it's pretty warm for it being a winter place. So it's a pretty nice visit. We're gonna bop on back over to the Emerald Caravan, see how everyone's doing. Emerald Caravan, you've been flying for a few days now. Is there any pit stops you want to make along the way, or are we just straight shot back to Ren's Run?
Unless anyone else has somewhere that they want to stop, Oleander's just beeline in it, pretty much.
All right.
At some point, Soren's gonna snipe at Azara's mom, but we can wait if you like.
No, let's do it. Let's go. Let's go.
I think Soren's just gonna kind of like stumble into the cockpit. I don't know where she's hanging out.
Oh, she's probably hanging out in like she's probably hanging out in like the bridge area or the Tamlin is our mom. She's probably hanging out in like the hangar area or whatever it is where you have like the stuff where you set up the beds and stuff. I forget what I call that. The deck.
The deck. There you go. So I will just kind of like pull the curtain back because I'm like right on the other side of it, just all dramatically, and kind of like stumble in and just like sit down on one of the beds.
Yeah, and looking at Azara's mom, looking at Tamlin, Nin, whatever the fuck you want to call her, because she has a bajillion names apparently. Because I love doing that to myself. It's like looking at like almost like an older version of Azara. Her and Azara very much look very similar, and even like having experienced Ober and Eversummer, they both kind of look like him in a sense too. So very much, she's definitely very much her father's daughter. And then Azara's very much resembles her mom. So I don't know if that's weird for Soren at all.
Not yet. So he's just kind of sitting there in silence for a minute, and he'll be like, So let me get the story straight. You went after your dear old dad and tried to fix him, basically?
Well, yes, I suppose I did. I owed it to him for everything he did.
I guess the part I'm not understanding is why you gave up your family to do that.
It's not that I wanted to give up my family. Unfortunately, the side effects of my father's meddling with the Mark of Fate that is now in your possession caused that other unsavory side of him to come out. And he started becoming involved in my family's affairs, unfortunately.
So you made the decision to go protect your family, you thought.
I thought if I could redeem my father's soul, that I would be able to protect both him and my family at the same time.
You didn't think to just tell Azara what you were doing?
I wanted to, but the knowledge I had of my father and my family, the mark had. It would come and go, you know? And I needed to chase it while it was still there, lest I lose those memories again. And then it was anytime I tried to share with Benjamin or Zara what had happened that I would forget. That that artifact you've acquired is very powerful, Mr. Silverthorn, and I do urge you and your friends be cautious using it.
We'll do our best. Guess there's one other thing you should know is that Azara's under the impression that her father is dead.
Oh, he is. That much is true.
All right. If you get the chance to see your daughter again, I would make sure that she knows that you cared for her the whole time and what you did was for her in a sense.
Everything I did was for her. I wanted to make sure she could be safe, yet also know who she truly was.
Fair enough then. Just from one person with angry mother abandonment issues to hopefully another, try to take care of that before it's too late.
Yes, I do hope that I do get a chance to reconcile with my daughter. I have a strange sense, though. She will be. Azara has survived so much already. I have a strange sense she will overcome this adversity yet.
Were you able to watch over her all these years at all?
Partially, whenever I was within distance of a scrying object. Luckily, luckily, my aunt always had one nearby.
All right, well, I was prepared to yell at you, but you made some pretty good points, so.
Well, I'm glad you chose to withhold scolding an old woman at this point. And she doesn't look very old because, oh, well, she's the daughter of like two archfey creatures, so.
He stands up and he leaves a little flask on the bed. And he's like, yeah, it's not the first old lady I've yelled at.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So anything else, Soren?
No.
All right. Anything else for our caravan members aboard the Damselfly right now?
Not really. Leander's really just focusing on flying and is not stopping.
Okay. So we're gonna bop on back over to Triss. It's been an indeterminate amount of time since you've talked with your friend Yvette. In this world, there are many modes of travel to reach your destination. Uh, Unfortunately, elves do not really like choo-choo trains as much as us. The people out here in Kinisteri do not like choo-choo trains as much as they do out west. Um, so you
Why do they have an anti-train stance, Alex?
because the elves are more into using magic than technology because preservation of nature and things like that. At least here in the this region's kind of like an old holdover of an old elven empire from forever ago. But I'm not going to get into a whole setting history lesson because we don't have time for that.
I was just curious if there was like a tragic train backstory or if it was like the
no. It's more just most of the industrializing's happening out west. That's where all the choo-choos are. So you're probably hoofing it, and that sucks.
Yeah. No, I mean, walking is great. I know how to walk now. And once you figured out how to do it, like half the problems are gone. I don't fall anymore. So.
Okay.
Amazing.
Well,
so
at least normal basic walking.
So you're probably stopping over in a village or wherever on your journey to, you're just kind of like, okay, where the fuck am I supposed to find these people? Like, Yvette's like, could you watch over them? But like,
no directions.
Like, you probably got some directions on your shopping trip, came back, and Yvette's like, oh, here's Mally's scrying orb. Just don't smudge it, or else he'll like throw a hissy fit about it. And you have somewhat of an idea. You need to go out west to the lands of Highguard. You're heading to Ren's Run, so it's a bit of a journey. And as you're stopping, you're resting and kind of sitting on a bench underneath a nice tree. It's winter though, so it's chilly. But you're you were a magic sword, so like weather doesn't bother you too much. I imagine it's like it's cold, whatever. And there's a stench that overcomes the air. A stench you probably come to affiliate with your friend Torg more so than anyone else. It's like a skunk, but an herby skunk smell as a cloud kind of coalesces in the snow. And this like cat-like silhouette forms from this cloud, solidifying into Sam. Please describe for our dear friend what Emmy Arch Existence Spiritfarer looks like, and for the audience as well, because I like how Emmy looks.
Sure. So Emmy coalesces into a very short, small-looking Felper. Actually, like pretty much exactly the Red Sword's height, but very, very fluffy. Like they have very long calico fur with like a split face pattern, and these bright green eyes that are kind of like glowy and glittery, and have like a sort of star-like effect within them. And she's wearing a very ornate earring in her left ear, and is otherwise just dressed really like comfortably and simply in just these like green and yellow, like just loose pants and tunic. And she's just got this lazy face and a green scarf wrapped around her neck. And I think there's a sword in her hand, like clutched in both of her claws, and she's just sort of like standing in front of you and waves very friendly with this just lazy kind of baked smile that you would recognize from your good pal Torg. And she's just like, hello, Triss, it's nice to meet you. My name is Stars of Emerald, but you can call me Emmy.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you as well, Emmy. What exactly do I owe the pleasure of you popping into existence right where I'm standing?
Oh, sorry, I hope I did not disturb you. You didn't seem like you were busy.
No, it's fine. I do welcome the company. It's just... Why?
Oh, well, I came to bring you something that I think you're going to need when you meet some good friends of mine very soon. They're going to need your help, and if you wouldn't mind helping them, at least. I sort of checked with my friend, Madame Curios. She said you probably wouldn't mind, but I thought I should probably actually ask you before I, give these to you? And I like waggle this like fancy sword in front of you.
Yes, that is very polite of you to ask the person in question first. Oh, how is the old bag of bones, Madame Curio?
Oh, she's great, and her cat is good, and business is good.
Good, good. I'd love to hear that for her. Little thing to give me quite a trouble, but it was worth it in the end, I'd say.
I think she misses you, to be honest. I think she gets a little lonely.
Oh, poor dear. I'll send her a letter.
Oh, I bet she would love that. I could bring it to you if you want. Just, like...
Oh, really? Could you? That would be so kind. I hope that's not imposing on you.
Oh, no, bringing messages and stuff is sort of my thing, so.
Oh, well, in that case, then I'll make sure. Would you like to sit down with me, then?
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. And I, sit down and just sort of, clumsily put the sword, next to me. It falls into the snow. I'm like, oh, shit.
Oh, dear. Is it a sentient sword? You should be more careful with ones that are sentient.
Yeah, you just kind of hear the sword go, oh, shit, oh, ow, ow.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, dear. It's okay, darling. I said quietly to the sword. No, it's all fine. You're fine. Yes, so, sorry, my manners. I wasn't exactly in my etiquette book on how to deal with an unexpected guest who appears from the sky without warning.
Sorry, I do that.
All right.
I tried to make, the smoke and the weird smell and stuff kind of heads up, something's coming, but...
Like a mystery sort of thing. Yes. Oh, I do admire the flair for dramatics. Maybe you can put a little poof sign arriving here and just some little symbols.
That would be a good idea. I will try that.
All right, dear. All right. Well.
Oh, sorry. I guess you have the sword now.
I do have the sword now, and here I'll write the letter really quickly.
Take your time, and everyone's take your time. She leans back and starts rolling something.
Yes, okay.
I've got my little clawed feet out, crossed in front of me in the snow. Clearly the cold isn't bothering her.
Cold doesn't bother you anyway, huh?
Ha! Get out of here.
So I do write one to Madame Curio, really quickly. Triss isn't the kind of person to fluff out letters at all. So they're not the kind of person to spend time writing very elegantly long-based things, because what's the point of that? People just
card.
Yeah, it's hello, I'm alive, saw you vet, hope you are too. The alive thing, and then just
I love Triss so much
because it gives all the important information across, and people don't want the time wasted in important things going on, so just assumes that they don't quite understand fully how talking with people works when they're not directly gaining something from an interaction. So they quickly write it out. It takes 12 seconds, honestly, and then kind of just pass it back to you. Well, it's been delightful meeting your acquaintance, Emmy.
Yes, thank you. So take good care of that. And just be careful. I think you're kind of the only one who can use that safely. So if you could just make sure none of my friends
Yeah. Wait,
it's sort of pantomimes
So
Red's
so Triss, as Emmy hands you the curved blade in this dark, almost gem-like sheath, the otherworldly blade is forged with a single edge and slight curve. It's very familiar to you. The circular hilt handguard, is curved and so is the handle, and it's made from a strange material that hums unnaturally. In between the cloth wrapping found traditionally on any katana-style sword are small stars embedded into the hilt. The blade itself glows with a soft light that wisps around the dead cold steel of the sword, but only does so when in darkness. From the hilt, tendrils of shadow and light crawl up the sword and back down into the hilt periodically, giving a sense that it is certainly alive. Triss, this is your old friend, Open Gate. Emmy has brought you this sword.
Open Gate, darling, it has been so long. How have you still up with the dramatics, love? And like, Triss is just happy to see an old friend.
And then like Open Gates just kind of like hums a bit, purrs happily towards you. There was a bit of like when Emmy was holding it, there was a bit of a guilty feeling for Open Gate there for a hot second. Open Gate's been on quite a few adventures since you've last touched base. There's a few images that flash of like Open Gate being taken by a demigod character who uses the blade to fight against those you are being sent to protect. And now it is being returned to you by the one who was basically slayed by such a weapon.
My, there's quite a history between the two of you. I hope you don't take the price of it personally. These sort of things, we can't help our cost. Well, Emmy, it was nice meeting you, but I'm sure you have important things to do, and Open Gate and I must get back to our journey as well.
Yes, I need to deliver this letter now. So my friends should be nearing Ren's runabout now. I'm sure you will meet them soon.
Any word of advice on how to get along with them? Yvette wasn't exactly great at that.
Well, they have been through kind of a lot lately, so I'm not really sure what they will need, but if you can just try to be patient with them, I think that would be best. They may not be at their best behavior right now, but it's not really their fault.
That is understandable, and I'll never judge someone for a harsh word or two. I mean, that would be rather hypocritical of me.
Well, if you tell them that I sent you at least, it might help a little bit.
Oh, that's lovely. Well, I'm happy to have your seal of approval, at least.
Oh, of course, I am very grateful for you to take the time to help them. I will not forget this favor from you.
Oh, no, please, it's nothing. I have a lot to make up for. A favor here or there is nothing that you should hold. Don't remember it at all. Really.
I'm going to remember it, and she turns into
I said not to. That was why not? Oh.
And Emmy turns into a big cloud of smoke.
There's a last glitter of like stars that just says bye.
Amazing.
Like the way Triss was like, you should really like warn people with writing.
That's actually kind of cute, and it did work. But well, Open Gates. Shall we travel quickly then?
And the sword's already humming excitedly. It's so much easier to get to where you need to go when you can just literally cut a hole in between where you are and your destination.
Truly, much better. I don't know why anyone uses trains when this is an option.
So, as you cut a hole into reality for but a moment, we will jump into a break.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alex has to go grab the laundry. That's
Oh, all right, cool. We'll be right back.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
We're live.
Hi, welcome
Ooh.
back. This is WovenRealm. We're Chromatic Chimera. We do fun things. You may have noticed that we have some new friends with us tonight. Nevi will be joining us for the near future as a guest, playing as Triss Delmont, who will be joining the Emerald Caravan shortly. One had just acquired a magical sword that will allow them to literally cut portals into the world. It's a pretty cool sword, pretty fun stuff. And so let's see here. We go back to the Emerald Caravan. You have been aboard the Damselfly for approximately 3 days at this point, and you're back in Ren's Run now. The city appears over the horizon and what have you, as you've been just steadily flying in this direction for the past 3 days, just kind of meandering towards your destination. I mean, what next, right?
What next, indeed? Yeah, Constance has kind of just given up. At this point, like she's following whatever she'll do whatever Sword and Oleander tell her to, but like there's no life in anything she does. It's just a little robotic.
How are the other two doing?
I mean, Oleander's still just flying pretty much, unless anybody asks her to stop for whatever reason, or if we need to stop for like ship repairs or something. She's just very like, we just need to get to Ren's Run, and then we'll do the next thing, and then we'll get Fenris back, and then we'll get Azara back, and then everything will be fine again. So that's kind of where her mind's at right now.
Perfect. Sounds like a very sound mental state.
Oh yeah,
We're all
she's
very
doing
healthy.
great. She's doing fine.
Everyone's sounding very stable right about now.
Very good.
How's Soren looking?
I think Soren is contemplating probably some murders.
Fair.
And then, just
As
some
one does.
casual murder. He's also kind of thinking maybe he's like not super great to be around at this point because like a lot of people like he hangs out with tend to get,
Iced.
killed, kidnapped, just really whatever. And so yeah, maybe he's self-deprecating a bit.
A Fenris move, I see.
Hmm. I told you they're a lot alike. They just don't know it yet.
It, forbidden ship.
Forbidden ship.
Not so forbidden as ours is going.
Yes. Where's your first stop after landing? I would like to inquire. Like where are you gonna go? You've landed the ship now. It's been 3 days on the ship. You can get out, stretch your legs. You're in the big ass city. It's a metropolis here. We got trams. It's a Lucy's not here for me to go on about what Cat Steel has done for the public transit in this city since
Ooh.
orange pilled, might I say. Very good urban design in Ren's Run. So where are we going with this wonderful urban design?
If we're looking to keep Tamlin somewhere safe, Olander would recommend we bring her to stay with Kat. Just
Okay.
volunteering Kat's big ass castle. Like, yeah, Kat will, watch and keep her safe because she fucking owes me right now.
Ooh,
Olander's
okay.
still mad. She's not really planning to talk to Kat much while there, but we'll tell her she has a house guest.
I mean, I was gonna say, unless you have anything like anyone has anything huge to say to Kat, since like I am not doing that fucking voice.
But I feel like we owe Lucy, Italian Cat.
Oh, mamma
Given where
mia!
she is.
So I imagine it's just like basic pleasantries, like, and I even imagine it's kind of like you just talk to like kind of like the butler who's just like, yeah, that sounds great. Cat's a little busy right now, with the impending war with Maywood and all. But it's after dropping off Tamlin, getting her set up in her room, that there's someone waiting right by the door. Oleander, Soren, and Constance, you would recognize her as Lillian, Saint Lillian, Cat's sister, kind of just leaning against the wall. Odd to see her coming by the castle. She doesn't really come by the castle too often, preferring to stick to the quieter atmosphere of her small clinic.
I think Olander sort of raises fair eyebrows at her, because she's still grumpy at Lillian too from the last time she saw her. And she's gonna be like, "Is there something we can help you with? I understand Cat's not in."
Well, I suppose you could help me, but I'm hoping I can help you. Perhaps this discussion, and she's kind of looking around, the golden platinum hair is kind of waving past her face as the wind of the open castle door tosses her hair and coat. Perhaps better spoken about at the clinic regarding the follow-up appointment for your friend. Looking very pointedly at Constance.
Right. Do you need us right now?
Not immediately, but I think you're going to want to hear what I have to say. And I think you will find what the results of the testing to be quite interesting.
Very well. And I'll just sort of turn to the others and be like, I don't know if there was anything anyone needed to do here. My business here is done.
Constance just kind of despondently shakes her head.
I should stop by the tavern before I leave, but I can do it by myself.
Well, we don't need to leave town right now. I just mean the keep. Very well. Lillian, I suppose, if you have the time.
Yes, I right now is perfect. And so you're bopping on over. Oh, look, we have a oh, goodbye, Azara. So woof. I'm so mean. So Lillian's going to take our Emerald Caravan friends here to her clinic. So you're bopping on over from Songbird Castle, across the bridge, boop back, like kind of like on Main Street. You pass the sign for Crew Casel, Dentistry, DDS, all that good stuff. And you step into the humble clinic, and after unlocking with the keys and everything, Lillian kind of brings all of you into the back room. And she kind of even like gives an inquisitive look when she notices that Azara is not in tow with the group, who was very, concerned about Constance previously. So I did run some tests on Constance here, and well, fortunately, that Constance can continue taking the medication that I have been previously given to her. That will help counteract some of the other. Constance, may we have the room, please?
No. If you are talking about me, I wish to be present.
Lillian gives Oleander and Soren a look, because it's just Oleander, because Soren was the one who just kind of played coy and stupid about the whole thing when he went for his visit.
I think Eleanor's just sort of looking Lillian right in the eyes and is like, yeah, I think if you have found something out, Constance has every right to hear what you have to say.
Constance, I don't know how to easily tell you this, but your existence is solely owed to the practice of biomancy, and I have reason to believe that this doctor at Eternal Trust created you with his very own specific purpose in mind. And my tests are very I ran them multiple times because I wanted to be sure. Constance, the good doctor's done some very dangerous experimentation on you, and I'm not even sure what the full extent is, but I do think there is one way to get those answers.
Constance really doesn't. She doesn't react really to what's being said to her. Like, there's no disbelief, there's no denial, there's no anger or confusion. It's just blank, which is very, very weird for her.
Oleander, to put it for you scientifically, Constance owes her existence solely as a byproduct of medicine.
I mean, is she okay? Is really the biggest concern, issue, I suppose. You say this doctor has done something?
Physically speaking, Constance is almost perfect, physically speaking. Her body naturally fights off infection at a much more effective rate than the average person. Her physical form, I mean, look at her. She's strong and I'm sure she served you quite well in your adventures. She looks like she could hold her own in a fight. Much like my sister.
So whatever the biomancers have done, Constance is at least not in any danger.
Not physically. But those research notes you gave me, you showed me about psychomancy, have me very concerned because, well, I've seen its handiwork firsthand. And I don't want you to have to make the same decision Kat and her friends had to make regarding my rescuer.
Okay, so what sort of, I suppose, options are there?
Well, of course, there's finding more biomancer research to find out exactly the extent of the experimentation done on Constance, finding more notes, of course. I mean, I'm sure whatever you stumbled upon at Eternal Trust was a trove in and of itself, but outside of finding out exactly what experiments this good doctor, air quotes, has done on Constance, and to be 100% certain of what I do believe my tests are telling me, we need to find just a little more information.
Do 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 you think Mother Superior knows?
Is Constance asking the group like at
Yeah.
large?
Just like the room. The group at large. There's 3 of us.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, was it like directed at
Yeah.
Lillian or something?
No, just
Well, I find it's doubtful anything that goes on at Eternal Trust goes on without Mother Superior's knowledge, and the journals we found mention she was aware of the good doctor's background, so it seems likely.
I suppose that is all I have ever been good for, is living for eternal trust. So,
I would not go that far, but I'm sorry these things have happened, Constance, and that's now you have to deal with.
truth be told, I do not much care for what is happening or has happened to me anymore.
Lillian's kind of like, I can see you guys need the room. I will be right back.
Yep, so uncomfortable silence just hangs there.
Constance, whatever happens next about the things we have just learned is up to you. If you want, we can go back to Eternal Trust and speak to Mother Superior, or we can search for answers elsewhere. I'm sure there are other biomancy holds and hideouts with other papers we might be able to find?
It... Perhaps in another time I would have been more eager to find answers about myself, but I do not see the purpose in continuing. If all that is going to happen is losing everybody that I care about along the way, it is not worth it. It is not worth it. It is not worth chasing.
For one thing, I think it's important. And Olander's like face is just like kind of very set in stone right now. And I think she's got even fewer emotions in her voice than usual, and she's just sort of gonna plow through. I think it is very important that we keep in mind we have not actually lost anyone yet. We are going to get Fenris back. We have what we need now. We just need to get to the next step, and we will. And we will get Azara back.
And what if we go to what if we go to rescue Fenris and we lose somebody else along the way? It is not something I am willing to trade. I am not going to trade any longer.
I don't think we need to trade. Not anymore. We've been told there is a way. Like I said, we just need to find it. And if there's one thing I am good at, it is finding information that I need. It exists somewhere in this world or another one, and I will find it. And we will get them both back.
I will follow if it is what you think is best. I have not much else to do, I suppose.
You need to do what you think is best, Constance.
I thought I knew what is best. And it so happens that everything that I thought I knew does not exist, is not real.
And knowing that itself is a big step. And now you need to decide where your next one is going to be. I know it sucks. Believe me, to find out everything that you thought you knew has been a lie for others' convenience. But, like I said, we are going to get our friends back, and that means they rely on us, and we need to focus. For them.
I do not even know what is a lie anymore and what is true, and all I know is that I only have the two of you now, and I will stay by your side as long as you allow it.
I mean, there's been a lot of times where I have had to see through false truths in my life, and one thing that I, never question is how much I care about my friends and family. And I know how much you care about Azara, and I think I know how much I think I know how much you care about Fenris, but you've got to hold on to that truth. I lie every day, but those things are still true to me as well.
I appreciate your kind words, both of you.
Honestly, Azara's probably going to be back in like a week, so she told me when last time we were in Rent's Run, she came and found me at the tavern when I was hiding from all of you after Fenris, and she told me that the Moonlit King came to her and she almost punched him in the face. So she was ready to take him on herself weeks ago. So I think she'll be all right.
Very well.
There's a knock on the door as Lillian rejoins your company. Now, I understand it's a lot, and it may be something you never wish to pursue, and I would not blame you. But I know, I would want the answers myself, and there's one place that I can think of. The ruins of Steel Bastion. Those scorched halls probably still hide away some forgotten, forbidden knowledge. It's not like Kat or I were ever going to go back to that wretched place.
Is that where Krukazel told us to go?
Yeah.
Think there's anything that has been left there worth seeing? I would think it would have been cleared out long ago.
Perhaps, but sometimes memories have a way of coming back to us when we go revisit the places where they happened.
Well, it seems as good a place to check next as any, if this is what we wish to continue pursuing. And I just sort of look over to Constance.
She's like absent-mindedly picking at like the hem on her clothes.
It is up to you, Constance. You've had everybody else making your choices for you long enough. I mean, if you want to, we can keep choosing, but I think it's time you get to.
It is very difficult to trust myself with everything. I shall need some time to think. And Constance will kind of just take her leave at that point. Go get some air.
Soren's gonna hit the tavern for a quick scene.
All right. Oleander, are you doing anything?
I guess Oleander will turn some shit into the academy, unless Tamlin wants to hang on to that portrait.
Tamlin probably would have expressed some interest hanging on to the portrait,
Okay.
considering that's like a portrait of her father and
I
aunt,
figured.
and it's essentially a family heirloom.
Yeah, which, Oleander gets.
So, so Soren, what are you doing at the tavern then?
Super quick, he's gonna walk in and he's going to grab the most capable looking person
All right.
by the back of the shirt and pull him around.
So you're
Say,
looking at this
"You."
this person. You grab this person by the scruff of their neck, and it's like this burly half ogre person. They look at you and they're just like, "Yeah, what?"
Fuck yeah. Do you have a tattoo yet?
And he just unrolls the sleeve, and there's just this big ugly eye with like tentacles coming out of the eyelash area. Fuck yeah, I do, mate.
Very cool. I'm gonna place my hand on it and I'm gonna give it like a little crown of thorns hanging off the side of the eye. And I'll be like, all right, eternal trust, don't get caught. And I'll just give him a bunch of shit.
All right, am I icing someone, boss? Like, what are we doing?
No, just make sure just make sure nobody's leaving in troves. Come
Yeah,
tell
you
me if
got
they
it.
are.
All right. Claps the tattoo, and it kind of flickers and glows for a second. And he sticks he reaches into a small pouch and he puts this little colorful marble into your hand, and he's just and then closes your hand. I'll call you if anything happens, boss.
Yeah. So yeah, welcome to the Royal Thorns, and I'll just kind of walk out.
Oh, Royal Thorns, eh? All right. And then just as you're walking out, that's when you, Triss, you have since you cut a hole through reality and ended up in Ren's Run, just kind of in a back alley, and you're walking around into the tavern to just kind of figure out where the fuck you are. And that's when you bump Soren. You bump into this person on the way out of the tavern who's making their way into the tavern. Hey, Chris, tell Triss what Soren looks like.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
did I give a description of him at all, or did people just tell me go find this dude with a name?
Yvette scried with you.
Okay.
Let me
I was
find
like,
it.
yeah, she was like, yeah, this guy, he doesn't look anything like Ton.
Fucking
He
guy.
does not.
Emmy's just like,
How does
it's a
that
bunch of balls. You'll know when you meet them.
They're a bunch of weirdos. You'll know. them when
Half
you see them.
Elvis. Soren is wearing loose garments of lavender, but they're now covered with a light gray cloak. On the cloak is a design of interlocking rings. Actually, y'all don't know this description either. Across the top of his hood and around the sides of the cloak. He keeps the sleeve of his tattooed forearm rolled up so the tattoo is visible. He has a large tattoo of a black rose that blooms underneath of his elbow on his left arm. The stalk of the rose runs down his left forearm, and his intertwined roots trail down each of his fingertips. He no longer wears gloves anymore, and on his right palm he has a tattoo of an open eyeball. Every finger has a ring on it, and he wears now only 11 after Azara has one of them. He has white hair, and it's gotten a little longer over the course of the journey. It's about shoulder length. Typically, he keeps good care of it. Probably not anymore at this day. So, and then on the top of his right iris is a barely visible flicker of orange flame. So
How
that's him.
tall is he?
He is 5'10", I want to say. I think.
I don't know, let's check the character
We'll check
profiles. I'm gonna
Yeah,
check
character
it.
Profile. I think 5'10".
It's still significantly taller. Yeah.
Yes,
just like-
5'10".
No, just bend for a moment. Would you just bend down a bit? I'm just trying to see your face. You're very tall. Just
Don't have time for this random weird person.
gosh, no. I'm trying to see if it's you or not. But it's very difficult to look up that much because everyone is tall in this godforsaken world. Just for one moment.
Sora's just like walking, and I imagine like Triss is like holding his sleeve, like trying to pull him back.
He's very strong.
Oh my god.
I'm really not. And he turns around and he'll do a quick flash of his hood and then leave.
Oh, it is you. No, stop doing the walking thing. Come back here. Come back here. The cat sent me.
A cat sent you? Like the one that hates my guts, or like an actual cat?
No, the person cat.
The person? Do you mean Emmy?
Yes.
Person cat Emmy.
Yes.
All right. Why didn't they come themselves? I'm more accustomed to smelling them.
No, the smell was hot. I do agree with you there. I don't know. Okay, multiple people just to go find you when you're a group.
Multiple?
Yes. So where's the rest of you?
We're spread all over.
Well,
Not much of a group anymore.
oh, sorry.
Before I lead you foolishly to like the two of the only people that I care about, can you at least like tell me that you are not going to murder my friends?
Jesus Christ! Do I look like a mass murderer to you?
Yes.
Strix is like 5 foot and is like looks 20 years old.
Look,
Like,
Soren's seen a lot of murders in his day.
Okay, well, you're extraordinarily skeptical, but no, my goal in life is not to commit mass murder of random people. And I would feel as if I was assassinating someone, I would do a much better job than stop them in the middle of a tavern and say, "Hey, you."
Be surprised.
Really, then you've seen some god-awful assassins.
I have. All right. I guess I'll take you to them. What else could go wrong in the past few weeks? So.
I don't know. Why are you telling me? I have no idea what your deal is, okay?
You're about to find two. You've already found one. Two other extremely unstable people.
Oh, Joel.
Yeah. So just be gentle, be kind, maybe.
Hold on. Okay.
You reading a book? What is this?
Shh.
All right.
Oh, like the back of it says like how to deal with emotionally unstable people.
Oh my god.
That's actually a handy book.
It really is. Wait, have you read this one?
No, but I would bookmark whatever page you find about them.
I'm really hoping. What level of trauma are we dealing with? Like, if you had to rate it 1 through 10.
Oh, 1 through 10. I'd say this is a solid 8, if not 9.
Solid 8, solid 8. I think that's chapter 5. Okay.
Soren's just like waving at watchers as they pass him in the street, just reading.
I am so sorry for the difficult time you have gone through lately. If you ever need to talk about it, do know that I am here for you. Although I understand that expressing such grave concerns can be difficult for yourself and for others. So if you would prefer to sit in silence, that is also something that I am truly capable of. Hold on.
Did Emmy send us a therapist? What is... That honestly kind of checks out, if that's the case.
Is this book by Crew Kazel?
Yeah.
It can be. I don't know who that is.
We do actually have a book dealing with grief for clairvoyances. There it is. It's somewhere. I'll post it in the chat.
That is the book I am reading currently.
Yes.
Very helpful for this situation. I do also offer hugs and contact if that is what you need. Okay, all right? Mm-hmm.
I'm good, thank you.
I was hoping you would be.
Yes.
All right. Let's go meet your friends. I have the kindness on lock now.
We have a very different definition of unlock. All right. I will...
I have the kindness on
I will try to find my friends, I suppose.
In fucking incredible. All right, so Oleander, you're at the Old Pricks Academy getting some shit appraised, I guess, right?
Yes.
some old Anticosti forest folk artifacts. So what exactly are you turning in?
Oh, I don't even remember what we grabbed anymore.
No worries. We'll just say
What did we get? I feel like at some point I just grabbed something that was like generic artifacts.
yeah, I was gonna say I think for the generic thing I was like, yeah, 800 silver pieces is fine for the generic ancient weird item.
Sweet.
So there you go. Congrats. Bada bing.
Right, put that in the group funds.
We love a good group fund.
Lauren's holding out on the group front. I'll tell you that. He's robbed 2 high-profile people recently, so.
True facts, though.
Well, he doesn't get an allowance from Oleander then.
Hey,
Fair
I used
enough.
to keep track of that before I was put into jail, so that's.
It used to be my job, but now
Yeah.
it's not anymore.
Amazing.
All right. Anything else you're doing at the academy?
I think Oleander will probably take some time to do some research. I'm just trying to decide into what would be her
Ooh.
priority right now because there's a lot fucking happening.
There is a lot going on in these here woven realms.
Right. Damn. I know she's already researched what she could about Gehenna while here, so she's probably exhausted that.
Probably, unfortunately.
You know, she's gonna try to dig through records the Academy would have on the Steel Bastion because they would take things from a different approach from anything Kat would have told her.
Ooh.
And she wouldn't have probably gone really digging around for that before.
All right, give me a research type of role.
And he's freaking nerd. 29.
Ooh, all right. So, Oleander, you know you got to go to like the deep archives because even like Oprix is like, yeah, we're not gonna keep that shit around where Cat can see it. They're smart about it because they know Cat would be like destroy on sight. And you go pretty damn deep. What exactly are you trying to find about the biomancers? Pray tell.
I think mainly because Oleander was like surprised at the idea that maybe it hadn't been totally cleaned out already. She's trying to see if the Oprix grabbed any of the research or got their hands on any of the research that may have been there since.
Okay. I'm gonna say, yeah, you know, you're able to find a few things the Oprix were able to kind of get their grubby little paws on before, you know, the whole thing was, like you said, cleared out and whatnot. Let's see here. All right, here's one for you, Oleander, and you've kind of got some of this before, but there definitely was a lot of interest with, you know, godly beings, nobles, stuff like that. You know, where a lot of these lesser nobles were the ones contracting biomancers for a long time. You'll also notice a certain name was also bankrolling them for a while. Do you remember your good friend Jeffrey Zebros?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, you remember him?
Sure do.
His name comes across in one of the records kept by Dr. Branson from a long time ago, like 30 years ago, right? So, like, maybe Zebros comes from some rather unsavory beginnings, perhaps.
It's good to know.
Starting to all come together. Any other wild research notes? The Oprix Academy does kind of take more, you would note, takes more of like a they approach it like medical research versus heresy.
Yeah, that's kind of like what she was aiming for, like figuring they have a totally different take on everything than what she would have heard elsewhere.
Yeah, so some of what you're getting is a lot of what Lillian's doing with Constance, like a lot of the medicine that, like, you have some of the medicine that Lillian gave for Constance with you as you're doing the research. And you notice a lot of what Lillian's research is derived from is a lot of what she's doing to treat Constance with is from these records in the Oprix. Almost as if Lillian's the one who kind of kept them around and kind of said, hey, you know, you kind of flip through, you even notice like her name's stamped in there a few times in those books from checking them out and whatnot, because it is a library after all.
Right. Okay. And Lillian, I think, had mentioned like gold aether as a possibility for something we might need at some point, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Gold aether is kind of like the reset button on biomancy stuff.
Okay.
There are a few other forms of aether you do read about too, as well. Because you did get a 29. I'm kind of like, well, shit, you got a 29. So, like, hold on. I have to open another thing. All right, there we go. So much stuff, so many notes.
Leander meant it when she was like, if there is information in the world, I will fucking find it.
Right. Like, oh, yeah. All right. So, Oleander, you find some more interesting notes, not necessarily biomancy notes specifically, but more just about different forms of aether. So you read about the gold aether. Sky whales naturally create gold aether as a byproduct of their feeding on psionic energies. Gold aether is a non-volatile, and when burned, burns clean. Gold aether can be used to undo the effects of green aether. And it has more purpose in medical science and arcane arts than powering technology. The Academy actually kind of has an interest in gold aether too, because again, it does interact with magic. Though you read about two other types of aether you're not familiar with. You know, you've heard blue, red, green, and gold. There is silver. That is actually more of a steam priest thing. Silver aether is a special synthesis of aether involved with adding grimstone to gold aether. The resulting synthesized aether is a radioactive aether that creates psionic anomalies, believed to be used by Silverblade nomads in their secret ritual surgeries that can cure lycanthropy. Has not been proven to occur naturally, though it is possible if a sky whale came into contact with a sizable grimstone deposit and fed off the psionic energies of the grimstone, silver aether is believed to be the byproduct of that. And then there's one more. Violet aether. It's the most recently discovered of the aethers. This is like a new research book, actually, as you're kind of going through. It's only been observed in an artificial setting. Like green aether, it's synthesized from mixing blue and red, but it is non-mutagenic and only exhibits radioactivity when burned, resulting in a violet bane fire. Study continues in the Steam Church.
Okay, that's neat.
You will note that when you were in Castle Nightflame, Oleander would remember that a lot of the fire around them was radioactive and purple.
Okay.
Because Oleander's a smarty.
Yeah.
So Soren probably knows Oleander's at the Academy, because where else is Oleander to be found? And Oleander's a little salty with the Fair Guardian right now. So Soren kind of comes kicking down the door in the library, Triss being probably too loud for being in a library, and Oleander, somehow you just know whoever Soren has with him, it's him. It's him causing a ruckus in the library. I don't know where Constance is at this point. If Constance is like,
are they staying anywhere? Like, do they have like lodgings?
I mean, you could stay at Uncle Siggy's, or you could be staying at the castle.
Yeah, we're usually at one of those places.
Have we decided upon one? Because that's where she wants to be.
I don't think formally. Tamlin
Okay.
is at the castle.
Yeah, I didn't know if Oleander wanted to stay at the castle, given wanting to keep distance from Kat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one reason I'm at the library. I don't sleep, so it doesn't matter so much for Oleander anymore.
True. Then Soren can probably get free room and board at the Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's what he will be doing.
So, Constance, where are you staying? Since everyone else seems to have plans for the
God.
evening.
Oh, jeez.
Constance has to make a
God.
Totally
decision.
welcome you.
Ugh.
He loves training
Watchers
shit
would
with
too,
you.
but
Oh my God.
Uncle Siggy? Oh my
Good old
god.
Uncle Siggy.
Good
Uncle
old
Ton.
Uncle Siggy.
I don't know. She's probably just like wandering around. doesn't like I don't know. She doesn't have any direction in real life or now or just in general or whatever. So she's probably kind of wandering around trying to figure out, like, was anything I experienced real? Like, anything. Was there any one thing that was real?
All right, and you're kind of just meandering through the busy streets of Ren's Run, even though you're in the dead of winter, the ground's covered in snow. People are still out and about doing their thing in the city here. Though, Constance, there's a familiar, let's just say, scent on the wind as you're kind of on your walk contemplating things. And, you know, for a moment you feel a familiar presence kind of with you, a warm presence as you kind of pull a familiar coat closer to yourself.
All right, maybe that was real. Yeah, she's like maybe trying to stay away from people right now because it would be awkward if she just started bursting into tears in public in the middle of a crowd. So
that's probably when you see Soren leading a red-haired, red ombre-haired person. They've got a familiar-looking sword worn at their hip that you can catch from the distance. If you want to give me a perception type check.
Oh heck, you're making
more
me do a roll?
constipated or more prone to emotional outbursts, because I'll have to read a different chapter.
Oh my god.
And you're saying this as
Say
you're walking into the library, Oleander, you hear constipated.
Oh my god. All right, what did you say?
Outbursts, they're more constipated.
I'm more constipated. You are more
Like
outbursts.
wisdom.
Oh, no, I roll like a flat 7, so.
Yeah, it's a familiar looking sword, but you can't put your finger on where you've seen it before.
Constance is assuming that this is another one of Soren's friends.
No.
And she will walk up to them, mostly because she doesn't know where they're staying tonight. And she doesn't know where anybody went, so it's a good accident that she happened to see Soren. Hi.
Hello, Constance. This is, actually didn't catch your name.
Oh, I forgot to say it! I'm so sorry. Look.
Doing great.
This has been a lot. Hello, I'm Triss. It's lovely to meet your acquaintance. I've heard you've gone through quite a deal.
Oh.
One doesn't know specifics.
No, I'm just aware of general trauma levels being an 8, which very unfortunate for you. I am so sorry you've been through such a thing. And I heard that you're rather emotionally constipated, so I can understand if that's something you wish to not discuss ever. I'm okay with that. But if you ever want to talk about how you're feeling, do know that I can be here for you.
Constance is still stuck on trying to figure out how emotions can be constipated. That's a medical condition.
It is. Emmy sent this person to us.
Like, this is around when Oleander comes, like, around, like, a stack and is like, you know we are in a library, right?
Oh, my aunt could torch this library. Hello, it's me, Soren. Soren's probably buzzed.
Your aunt tortures libraries.
No, she doesn't. She could. Anyways, Oleander, this is Triss. Oleander.
Oh, hello. I heard you've gone through an emotional ordeal recently. I'm here for you in whichever way is possible. I am so sorry you've been through something that qualifies as an 8 in the trauma scale.
9, I'm fine. Just
Fine.
at you. Oleander is also shorter than you.
A 9? No!
9, I'm fine.
Be prepared for an 8.
We are quite competent and very okay.
That's good to know. I am also quite competent and very okay.
Oh, that wasn't in character.
Okay.
So Triss found me, and one said that one was looking for me. One made me pull my hood down and everything. So
Yes.
very likely they're an assassin of sorts. But
I am we've been over that. I am not an assassin. And if I was an assassin, I would do a better job at being an assassin rather than read a book in front of you.
Excuse me, you do know you're in a library, right?
I have been told.
Could you keep it down, please? I'm trying to study.
Yeah.
Are you trying to study?
No,
So-
we are going. Elena just starts ushering everybody out.
Someone just
Bully
needs
that guy.
to tell Triss that the books don't like it.
I want to bully him, and I'm doing my best to be a better person, so we should leave.
Oh, you should not be around me.
Come on, let's go. I'm going to be even grumpier if you all get me fired, again.
Again.
Or threatened with firing again.
Oh,
Is that
what?
what you meant by your aunt setting the place on fire?
Oh, that was my aunt, but it's whatever.
Maybe you could help Soren. He is also trying to be a better person.
Yes, I have quite many books on it if you'd like to read them. What languages do you speak?
Just, the basic ones.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Someone clip that, please. The basic ones. Oh my
Like, are
god.
you willing to read a dictionary while going through the self-help book of being a better person?
You know what's wild? I'm not willing to do that. So
No, I have found that a lot of people aren't. So I will go through my collection later and secure some books for you on better helping yourself not be awful at humanity.
thank you. I cannot wait to flip through them.
The Watchers
sure you
starts
will.
hiring therapists? What is happening?
No, I am really not a therapist. I am not an assassin either. I was so
This,
She wants to. One wants to make sure.
I don't know what's going on.
no,
One
hell
wants
no.
to make sure that you're mentally well before killing you.
I'm not doing that.
Emmy sent Triss to us,
I,
apparently.
That should have probably been the leads.
It's been a long day.
look, I don't know what to tell you. It's been 30 years and I'm still not very good at the whole conversation thing, okay?
Did you not have conversations before 30
Then
years?
why are we taking advice from you about how to be better people?
Yeah, wait a second.
You know what? I will tell you this. My starting point was really, really bad. And where I am today, there is actually quite a lot of difference. So, I mean, it is actually quite a mountain full of difference. You would be surprised. Anyway.
I don't think I would be.
Alright, why are you here? Can I go to bed?
I don't really know.
Yes. Where is bed?
Well, we can stay at the keep, or I'm sure Sancha and Siggy would love to have us if we want something a little less ostentatious. I mean, my room is lovely, but the rest of the apartment is, so-so.
You can stay with the Watchers if you want.
I mean, I got a room at an inn somewhere.
Yeah, that's them.
Maybe I don't want to go there. Maybe I'll just sleep outside the city. The
Yo.
name of the Watchers is quite
Yeah, I wouldn't want to sleep at an inn that was owned by the Watchers. It's a little voyeuristic to me.
It is a little
No,
fucky. Something's up
It's
there.
a terrible name. Has anyone told you that? It's very off-putting.
Yeah.
Just don't say that in the tavern, please. We only just met. It'd be a shame to lose you so fast.
Are
Well,
you part of an assassin guild? Is that...
No.
not
Oh.
a good one.
Well,
No, we got one recently.
Well, if you are staying with the Watchers, and you are staying at the inn, and you are staying with Siggy and Sancha, I suppose I would just stay with
Stay with
wherever
whoever.
you can fit
It's
me, I
Yeah,
suppose.
If
Just
you, if you would like, Constance, you can come and stay with Sancha and Siggy.
Okay.
They, frankly, I think, would love to have a little company since I have not been home so much, and I don't really sleep much. So if you wish to have some space to yourself, you can have a room alone, or if you want some company, there will be some there.
all right. Back to the subject. Why is this person looking for me? I've had
Yeah.
Oh,
Many-
yes. I was sent here by a cat.
Right, Emmy.
Is that all you got?
Yeah, honestly. Look, what do you need help with? Since, I mean, I'm
How
looking for
much
some
time
people.
do you have?
That's a list.
Honestly, I'm not exactly sure about that, but currently, what I'm looking for, I don't know where it is, and I want to do as much good as I can with the time I have, so I'm willing to help with what you need help with.
What are you looking for?
Yeah, did Emmy give you some indication?
Oh, no, I didn't ask.
Nothing sketchy here. This sounds good to me.
That's legit.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Do I have to explain my whole life story and goal in life to you?
Well, not a whole life story, just, trying to figure out
You could
But-
say
what our
though-
deceased party members God Spirit sent you here for? That seems like an important thing
I'm
to
pretty
know.
sure what they sent here for is completely different than what I want.
So if you
Also-
would like to tell us your life story, I would happily listen.
Yes, what's your trauma scale? Where's that sitting this evening?
Oh, this evening, it's gone up one trying to converse with all of you since
I
I'm
would
terrible
imagine.
at this.
Welcome
Oh.
to the caravan, then.
Yeah.
Probably only at a 7.
Oh, well, that's not great. That's pretty high.
Oh no, that's actually rather low.
Out of 10?
That's low for you. Interesting. All right.
Anyway, so yes, what is it that you do? I was given so little information. What is it that you do?
I have no idea.
I'm not even sure where to begin with that.
I guess we're an adventuring party.
Well, I mean, I'm a librarian.
I'm
A librarian.
So let me ask
An
you this: where is the
adventurer.
Emerald Caravan began making their way to in town?
probably Siggy's house, right?
Uncle Siggy's?
Okay.
Yeah, I
Not
guess if we want someplace we can, talk that's not the Watcher Tavern, I guess that makes sense.
Can talk there too.
No, I'm very uncomfortable with a group that just watches things. No.
There are
I-
plenty of places to go in Ren's Run.
Oh yeah, I'm just thinking of where would we be comfortable being right now, trying to figure things out.
Nah, I get ya. Uncle Siggy's works, I suppose. I don't know why you want to go to a Watcher Tavern. It's in the name.
It's creepy.
Yeah, it's very creepy. What is your relation? Are you one of them? Do you also watch?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's
Oh, joy.
Orin Silverhorn.
Yes,
Silver
I am
with
a
horn.
watcher.
It ends with a horn, not a thorn.
No, it's a
Does it?
thorn.
Nope,
It's
it's on. Absolutely.
it really depends who you are. Soren's just buzzed. It doesn't care anymore.
So you're making your way through the academy grounds, and you're walking past Scale Cut DDS. Stadium,
Walking fast.
Making
Soren
your
flips
way.
it off.
And eventually you do reach the apartment building that Siggy and Sancha have. It's above I believe there's a bakery that it sits above, actually. Oleander, you get the keys out jingling, and you're hoping not to wake Siggy and Sancha as you enter the house, late. And there's
After like months.
Yeah, and as you open the door, it's like there's Siggy just on the couch, just got like a beer, and there's like the dog next to him, like one of the other dogs that they just got, or I don't know how many husky giant Malamutes they keep around, and just kind of looks over, and is just like, oh, hey.
Oh, good to know. Siggy, did not expect you to still be up.
It just kind of looks at the dog. Grizz and I were just, points at the wall, and there's just like nothing on the wall. Like there's just like some flickering lights on the wall. Siggy himself appears to be a little bit buzzed this evening as well.
Oh my god, Sancho goes out of town for like 1 week.
Oh, basically every time you come in, Sancho's out of town, of course. Sancho's at another work thing. So there's some stuff in the pantry. There's like a pizza. There's like a pizza box because they have that in this world. There's like pizza just thrown on the counter.
Great. I have some friends who will be staying with us if you don't mind.
Oh no, yeah. He gets up, pulls like the sleeper out of the couch, gets like a bunch of blankets and everything set up. Yeah, no problem.
Oh my god, amazing. Olander's just like, oh my god, my not a dad. Oh no! Hang on, I unplugged my headphones.
Oh no!
Rip.
And how are we doing, Oleander's friends?
Our trauma's at an 8.
Yes, and half of them are emotionally constipated, but this one is dealing with emotional outbursts.
Speak for yourself.
I find beer helps with both those things.
No,
and he just kind of hands Soren a beer.
It absolutely does, sir.
Coping mechanism that leads to worse issues.
I don't know, kid. I've seen a lot of things in my time. A lot of ugly monsters, and kind of sloshes the beer bottle and looks at the dog.
How old do you think I am?
You're about
say
as old
over
as
40.
Oleander. About as old as Oleander.
How old does Oleander look?
Oleander, have you been to the doctor lately? Just kind of adjusting his glasses as he's putting on. He's like, oh, Oleander. Takes him like, sorry.
She's definitely got that face of like that embarrassed kid in like high school who like has their friends over and like their dad like wanders downstairs and like with no pants on. And
Oh, Siggy's absolutely duding it up right now.
and it's just like, oh my god, we should have gone to the castle. Okay.
The tavern's looking pretty good.
She's like, Soren's never letting me live this shit down.
Soren's gonna get into his tidy whities too and make this
Amazing.
And Ida and Grizz are just like hanging out now, and like Siggy's just like flops down between two big horse-sized dogs.
Aw. Yeah, Edith's glad to see Siggy. She loves him.
Yeah, Siggy loves animals, and it's just kind of like, yep, just pulls out like there's like a beanbag chair somewhere, just
God.
make yourselves at home, and just kind of clinks glasses with Soren, bottoms up.
I should really write to Sancha soon.
You're not a dad's pretty cool.
Donka. Anyway, I guess we need to figure out what is going on, what we are doing next. Why exactly you are here, Tris?
Again, cats.
Yeah, I know, but like, why? They usually send people here with, reason.
They said, here's your old friend. You're the only one who can use it without dying. And I said, okay. And they're like,
Old-
no. Yes, my old friends. And then I was like, all right. And they're like, go meet these people. They're dealing with a lot, so be patient with them. And I was like, okay. And then I got here and I went to a tavern to try to get information. And I saw this one and I said, you. And then I found the rest of you.
Okay. I think we're caught up to that point. This old friend, is there someone else here?
Yes,
Leander
of
like
course.
has no idea what you're talking
Do you
about.
see other people in the room, Tris?
A person? No, of course not. They're a different form of life. One that's genuinely easier to live in than a human form.
What the fuck?
Leander's like, for once, I'm not the one seeing something weird.
I'm not seeing anything weird. And I point to the sword.
Do you like draw the sword at all?
No, it's very dramatic. If I draw it, it's probably going to make some smokes and shadows appear. This little one has a lot of drama and flair going on.
Does the sword talk to you?
Sword.
I mean, it's sentient.
Hello, sword.
Oh, pleasure to make your acquaintance, dear sword.
Oh,
The sword flashes bright for a second, and Soren and Constance, you both are reminded of the last time you'd seen this weapon in the hands of Artemis fighting against you and your dearly beloved friends.
Oh. I no longer like this sword.
Yeah, I knew you were here to fight us. Are we really gonna do this?
I am not here to fight you. Your cat friend gave me this, my old friend, and said, go find you.
the sword is your old friend, not Emmy.
No, I've never met the cat before.
Fair enough.
So, okay. Good. Did they say why we need the sword or why you need the sword?
No, I was given so little information. I
Awesome.
don't know how to stress that enough.
Very cool.
They said you could use it safely.
Well, yes, of course. I have before.
Why? How can you use that safely?
I mean, I was once a sword.
Sure.
It is not
You're
the
a
weirdest
sword.
thing I have heard.
Ziggy, I'm very drunk. Is this what I'm hearing?
And see,
Oh man, I'm on my own out here now.
He's just covered in dogs now.
yeah, just
Amazing.
with the dog tail in his face once in a while.
So you were a sword.
Yes, and my soul is of a higher caliber because of that. And since I'm able to converse naturally with it, we're able to come in agreement without it, stealing life forces or something so dramatic.
Okay, I've heard worse.
Does the sword look like anything she might have read about in general?
You do have a book on.
Weird.
You do. I remember you specifically got a book about magic weapons at the library, about magic
I
swords.
think we did at one point.
You sure fucking did, because you were looking up sun and shadow.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was doing magic, specifically weird sword research.
Oh, what was the fucking book called? I don't remember what the book was called. Oh, Grog's Guide to Legendary Weapons. This one is one of the premier swords in Grog's Guide. This is Open Gate. Open Gate is a sword that was forged by the Shek people long ago to escape from the realm of Shattered Light, the only thing in existence known to be able to cut through an event horizon. Open Gate can cut through the threads of life and death themselves, and can cut through portals to wherever you may wish to go. But of course,
Okay.
the sword exacts a price, because the sword is forged with like souls and whatnot, and every time you use it, it takes a piece of the soul. But if Triss is telling the truth, then the sword doesn't make her pay the soul toll when she uses it, or one
The
uses it.
soul toll.
The soul toll.
Yeah, I don't have to really deal with that, as I am also encompassed of many souls myself, too.
So
Sure,
effectively,
like
now you have.
Wait, back up.
So if Triss actually does have this sword, you effectively have a means to
yeah,
easy planar travel to wherever the fuck you want to go in the universe,
yeah.
or out of it.
I think as Oleander sort of like recognizes the sword, she actually looks really excited and like genuinely happy. Like it's like a total 180 from like how grumpy she's been. And she's just like, oh my God, like this is exactly what we needed. We need more information first, but we can get to, probably both of them with this.
I'm happy to be at your service, as well as I'm sure Open Gate is too.
How does a sword help get us anywhere?
Oh, I mean, it just opens towers in reality. Did I forget to mention that part?
It can tear a portal and take us more or less anywhere we need to go. We just need to figure out exactly where first.
Mm.
And, what we will do once we get there. Because from what I understand, actually getting through Gehenna might be even harder than getting there and back. But this is the next step, and we have it. So it's good. It's very good. And Olander, is genuinely very happy right now. Like, a little bit of light, I think, sort of, comes back into her hair.
Well, in that case, thank you, Triss. So, didn't know you were actually telling the truth.
Oh, yes, I am a therapist assassin, actually. Sneaking around, trying to solve your issues before murdering you.
Sounds kind of peaceful, actually.
Yeah, that sounds nice.
Triss, as you're kind of giving Soren that snark, because, it's going to be nice for someone to actually, that's not just Oleander giving Soren some snark back. The book he wears on a chain at his hip, you recognize that book. Your companion Absinthe Morrigan had carried that book and wrote in it when you had adventured 30 years ago.
Oh, you have Absinthe's book. I had wondered what happened to it.
No, I'm drinking beer, not absinthe.
No, Absinthe Morgan.
Oh.
We traveled a bit. You have the book now.
You have hung out with Absinthe Morrigan?
Well, yes.
Can we back up to the part where I have her artifact on my hip, too?
Should I know who that is?
No, dear, it's probably fine. It's just someone I traveled with. I went to their house.
She's like the evil overlord of death.
Look, I don't talk with him anymore.
Oh, I guess, Triss, you missed the part where she became the Raven Queen.
Look, I'm not saying we're friends now. They had lost the memory, and once we regained it, it wasn't like we were on speaking terms afterwards.
Once we left her dying in a crater or whatever.
On a spike, yeah.
Yeah, well.
That really breaks relationships.
She didn't want to be my friend
And I
anymore.
did say, hey, I feel bad about this. And everyone else told me it's probably fine. She'd come back to life. I do remember that conversation.
She did.
I'm pretty sure Lorraine was like, well, that's what happens when you're undead.
I guess so.
Look,
So you're
my friend Lorian said it wasn't a deal, so it's fine.
so you're saying this is her book?
Oh, yes, 100%. She used to write in it all the time. I mean, you probably have pages and pages written on that from her own handwriting.
That's very terrifying.
Hmm.
I guess that explains why I've been a little gun-shy to read it lately.
Wait, am I in your book?
Not that I've come across.
Okay, because that would be uncomfortable. I don't exactly like, being written about.
I guess you were omitted.
Thankfully. Anyway, seems like
Soren's
you...
just gonna wrap the chain a little tighter and shove it under the couch cushion.
Anyway, so it seems, you have something of an old friend of mine, and I met your old cat friend, and, this is going swimmingly. We have so many intermingling connections.
Also, wait, did you say Lorien?
I did, yes.
Oh, fuck yeah, they're sweet.
So
I
sweet.
wonder what Lorian's up to. I'm gonna look Lorian up.
You know, I do owe Lorian a letter. I haven't told them I was alive for 2 years now.
Oh, tell them Soren's alive too. They probably know.
Oh
But
my god.
I will definitely write that in the letter for you.
Oh
Thank
no,
you.
I forgot Soren and Lorian are like friends.
Yeah.
Sure are.
Oh no.
I guarantee they bet on me to live. Write in the letter, "You're welcome," or
Oh
something
my
like
God.
snarky like that.
I mean, sure, that's fine. All right. Hello, Triss here. I'm alive. Sorian's also alive.
Sorian!
Not even more.
Ship name.
I'm here for it.
There we
Honestly,
go.
I'm okay with it.
They're gonna be like, "What? Soren's hanging out with Triss? Oh, it's gonna be great."
So
I know, right?
good.
They'll be like, "Whoa, who knew that they knew each other?" And
Yeah,
we
wow.
do know each other. So
Well, this has been an awesome night, everyone. I've had a lot of fun. Siggy, thanks for hosting.
Yeah. I heard you getting absinthe.
Yeah, I could pick some up.
Oh
no,
my
don't
god.
pick her up. She's terrible now.
Oh my god.
I have never missed sleeping more than this instance.
And there's Siggy and Soren are both just in a pile of dogs.
Aw,
Amazing.
that sounds so nice.
Constance, your pet Gorfin, kind of just scoots around, avoiding the dog specifically. Nevi, for your reference, Gorfins are just like little cat griffin pets. They're adorable. Constance has one.
Yeah, I think we have the bestiary. If you look, is it in the bestiary?
It should be in the wiki
Oh, it is in the wiki. You're right.
under monsters or creatures. Hold on. I know there's a Gorfin page. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Yep, there's one on the wiki. Mwahaha.
Wahahaha.
Also on the Emerald Caravan page, you will notice that Open Gate is now also listed as a companion of the party.
Amazing.
So your sentient magic sword is getting the same rank as a pet does.
Amazing.
I'll have you know that they are sentient, so it works out. So, librarian, watcher, and Constance, what's your thing? You keep pets?
I do not know what my thing is.
Oh, understandable. It is difficult to know oneself.
Indeed. And
Constance
she
is
just
still
like
on chapter 1 of a very full, yet to be written book.
Constance is just like standing there with a forced smile on her face, like there is no war in Bossing say.
Oof.
You don't have to smile. It's okay. You can relax.
It's okay. I love to smile. Smiling is my favorite.
Are you sure about that? Because you don't look like you're enjoying this right now. It looks painful. No? Okay. No?
Constance, if you would like, I could set you up where you will be sleeping tonight.
Yes.
Leander's like trying to help.
Oh, very well.
All right. Apologies for upsetting you.
I do not understand.
Oh no. Are we doing passive aggressiveness now?
What is
Triss, do former swords need to sleep? Leander is now just like, alright, I guess I'm gonna be a host and make the awkward stuff now.
Yes. Unfortunately, I have to do all human things.
what is passive aggressiveness?
It's
Oh,
like,
I mean,
it's like being like mean, but like in a nice way. Like
How do
being
you-
so nice it's mean.
Well, how do you be so nice it is mean? I am only
I'll
nice.
teach you, Constance.
Has anyone else watched Our Flag Means Death?
I have not.
Because all
Not
I
yet.
can think of is, what's massive aggression?
It's like Constance, like, oh, those shoes look so good on you, kind of
Oh,
thing.
thank
know?
you.
Okay. Well, we'll keep working on it.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, Triss, you get to look at baby Constance and be reminded of what it's like to be such a fish out of water.
Yeah, there's some flashbacks happening.
Sorry.
It's like, oh.
All right, so Oleander kind of shows everyone where they will be sleeping tonight and all that good stuff. Who do I feel like picking on in dreams tonight?
Oh boy.
Let's find out.
Who's getting more trauma?
Who's
While
getting
you
more-
figure
Bumped
that
up to a
out,
9.
Trauma bomb.
Oh yeah, Chris, you said you had a thing you needed to do.
no, I'm good. But while you figure that out, I think Soren's gonna like once everyone's asleep, well, almost everybody, he's gonna get up and like go to like try to go to the tavern, and he's just gonna like pause in the door and just like snuggle up on the couch and go to bed
No.
Oh.
with the
Oh.
dogs.
With
Yo.
the dog.
Yeah, Ito will hang out with you.
Hell yeah.
Oleander,
Oh no.
you don't sleep, but in the night you're visited by a familiar figure as you are finding yourself yet again engulfed by shadows and writhing tendrils around you as Blackheart's presence, you can feel it.
Is there something you wish to say? I just sort of call out into it.
You need answers. We have information. You made a promise. You intend to uphold. We want to help uphold.
Well, yes, that is true. But I have to say, I can't say I'm eager to accept your aid after recent events. I did not care for your possession or denying my magic. You say you're not like the gods, but so far you've done nothing to show me how you are different.
Our apologies, my little flower. We were caught in a moment of petty jealousy and weakness, as us demons are so prone to. It will not happen again, my beloved. And like he kind of just turns his hands over, and like there's just more of that gross ichor just kind of floating up from the palm of his hand, like almost as if it's coming from him himself, just like kind of dropping off and forming this shloopy ball of ichor, like sphere in front of you. We are not like the other gods. For we actually offer you the power that was rightfully yours. You just have to take it.
But only if I use it when convenient for you.
We have our own promises that we have made and intend to uphold. We only wish to know that your goals are still in line with ours.
And what are your goals? You've still yet to actually say what they are.
I thought we made it quite clear that we wish to place you on a throne, my flower. Why not the throne of heaven above?
Why?
Why, indeed. Because we hate. And as he says hate, it just kind of echoes for a moment. Kovar. The convergence has changed the rules. You and your companions have said it yourself. And after centuries of waiting, the opportunity has presented itself. Reaching out towards you with like all four of his spindly, skeletal, shadowy hands.
So you're just looking to help me to spite Kovar.
Spite. No. Usurp, Kovar. The war never ended. That's what you mortals are so foolish to believe. At least your kind were aware that the war shall continue again someday. Much sooner than the mortals think.
And in the meantime, you can help me get my friends back.
Us demons shouldn't even exist. Our existence alone is a crime to the cosmos. Of course, I have the knowledge that you seek. I am Blackheart. I am death and terror.
Well, I have to say I'm still hesitant to believe that, like other higher such beings, you will not just discard me when any use for me has, when I've expired from any use that you have for me. If you wish my aid further in your usurpation, then I think it is a good step if you give me anything you can to help my friends.
You feel like the cold, because remember, Blackheart's the only thing that makes you actually feel cold anymore. When they place their hand on your shoulder and they point with tendrils and their free hands towards the bone throne that forms yet again from the remains of your slain enemies. And there's a skull that shines brighter than the rest that is an obvious sign of symbolism. We never had any intention to discard you, but to make you queen. So, if information you want, kind of reaches into the gaping sword wound that Saint Oriana left in his chest almost 2,000 years ago, and just kind of reaches with this globule of ichor towards your head. Knowledge you seek. Knowledge I can impart. Just say the word.
Yeah, I will take your knowledge.
Come closer then, and let me teach you what you need to know.
She takes a deep breath and she'll step forward.
And you are just engulfed in tendrils and shadow as you step forward. Please roll a hard save as you make a nice step towards
Nope.
All right, you're going to eat some terror for that one. And as you do, you hear the sound of ravens cawing in the distance. Anyway, everyone else has a pretty eventful, eventless night. And Oleander, when you wake up, you do have the knowledge that you need now. You awake with the knowledge knowing that you will need to find Fenris's first true name that was killed all those years ago and bring it to Gehenna so he can be free.
Okay.
And with that, everyone else wakes up on the next day. You know that one. How we doing, Emerald Caravan? How we feeling?
Awkward.
I'll go over.
Yeah, Cassis has just slept alone for the first time in I don't know how long.
Woof.
Yeah, when technically did we all leave? Because it's been months.
What do you mean? When did you all leave?
Like when did we all like first venture out?
game?
Like the game, yeah. Like how many months has it been? I know it was Ishkama,
It's
but
been like half a year, right? Like.
You started in Ishkama. It is now Borealum. Yeah, it's been about 6 months at this point.
okay, yeah. So it's the first time she's slept in a room by herself in 6 months. No biggie. It's fine.
Do we have our course of action decided? Constance, I know you had a lot to think about. I kind of want just a direction of where we're going to be heading next session.
Yeah, Constance will like, I don't know, over breakfast or something the next day or whatever. She'll kind of just be like, well, if you are all willing, then I suppose going to this place to learn about me, I suppose, would be my preferred course of action. We do not have to. It is okay. After she's met with silence, she just like kind of freaks out and is just like, "All right, never mind. We don't have to do that. It's
No,
fine. I just didn't want
think
to."
Sam was muted.
No, I don't really feel like I should,
Oh, maybe.
I don't know you. I was waiting for everyone else.
Yeah, Sam was muted.
Oh.
Either you were muted or your mic wasn't picking up what you were saying.
May not have just picked me up then. I forget what exactly I said, but Oleander was like, "Yeah, let's go, Constance. Whenever you want me to go today, pretty much."
I'm ready to go.
Yes, we can head out. Do you need anything else in this town before we go? Restocks at all?
Well, I did not know we were leaving today. I assumed there was other business to attend to.
Is there other business to attend to?
Don't really have any business in the city right now. The Steel Bastion is not actually that far from here, so it's not much trouble to, we can grab some potions before we go. And
I do not want to impede our quest to save our friends.
this is not competing.
Yeah, maybe this journey will get us ready to be able to save our friends.
I have an idea for a next step, but I will want to look into it a little bit. So we can do this first, and then maybe I can try the library one more time in case I missed something.
As we're walking later, Soren's gonna pull Oleander aside really quick. It's pretty strange, Oleander, that you brought up Blackheart when we were piloting the Damselfly, and then all of a sudden, it was mentioned in my storybook.
Yes, small world we live in.
It's weird how that happens.
Is there a point you are trying to make, Soren?
Just idle curiosity. It just seems so coincidental.
It doesn't it?
Alright, I don't tell you everything, so.
Is there something you think you should be telling me?
Not right now.
So, then if I think of something likewise, I will let you know.
All right. Real quick, shifting over to DM Chris. As Soren walks away, Oleander, you see what you haven't seen since the Lord of Briar in season 2. You see a shadow of death slowly creeping over Soren as he walks ahead of you.
Ooh,
Oh.
interesting. Okay.
And I'll let Chris just one more thing us for tonight. We'll call it there.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's all good. I don't have anything else in mind because next week, just gonna give everyone a warning. It's gonna get heavy next week.
Again?
Yeah.
Look, if we
Damn
want to
it.
go to Steel Bastion, then
Good point.
we don't have to.
No, we
Oh,
do.
why don't we all just go to the beach?
Beach
Beach
episode!
episode.
Yes.
Forget our friends who are like hanging in like
Fine.
torturous danger and peril.
Right.
Soren's
I'm in much
ex-girlfriend
peril.
being tortured every day. He's like, yeah, the
Right.
beach is nice this time of year.
Right. It's okay.
New
Time is
girlfriend
different.
kidnapped by the moon.
Yeah, it's fine.
My
No one has
girlfriend can't.
explained the moon thing to me yet. So
Like,
It's
Yeah.
exactly what it sounds like, honestly.
So the moons are affiliated with deities, and one of them belonged to the Moonlit King, who is also the grandfather of Azar, who is also another aspect of Oberyn Eversummer, who is also the grandfather of Azara, technically speaking. Actually, he's the actual grandfather of Azar.
it's
Anyway.
some interesting family dynamics.
Anyway, he got eaten forever
family
ago.
tree. I can like see.
And then I have her grandmother's book somehow.
And then, so what happened was when the Moonlit King got nom-nommed by the werewolf demon lord, he took over that moon and turned it into the lycanthrope moon, the blood moon, after painting it with the dead deity's blood. He came down from the moon, captured Azara and granddaddy Oberyn / Moonlit King, and took them off to the moon. The plot of WovenRealm is very fucking complicated. I don't know how to explain it to people anymore.
Nah.
It's a family
enjoying-
drama.
Fuck the plot.
I'm enjoying that. Fuck the moon. I think that's the big takeaway.
Yeah, basically
Yep.
TLDR
You're
is
right. You're caught up. Look at that.
look at that.
There we
TLDR,
go.
fight the moon.
Yeah, honestly, the only reason Constance really wants to go to Steel Bastion is just like, let's see, she wants to know if anything's real. What is real? Is there a real thing she can hold on to?
Yeah, there's we got some Truman Show shit going on.
Just
here, so
just
it's gonna be
one
interesting.
thing that is real. Just one thing.
Yeah, I've got some bad news about that. Find out next week.
Uh,
Audience, I will warn you, it is going to get heavy next week. Bring the tissue boxes. What else is new?
Damn
Welcome to
it,
Welcome
dude.
Wrong.
skip next week if you have to.
I'm skipping next week.
No.
As
So
you can
anyway-
see, I will be playing Soren next week.
Yes, incredible.
Just argue with
Soren
yourself all
Sliverhorn.
episode.
We do have a wiki if you want to try and make any modicum of sense of the plot or lore. It makes a lot of sense, I guess, if you've been following from the start. All our stuff.
It does.
I don't know. I haven't watched it in a while.
There's one big family and we hate them all.
Yeah, fuck the
Basically-
Darunes.
And like
Oh,
all of us are related.
we hate the
in some
Darunes?
form.
Are they related
Boom.
to the moon?
Sort of.
No,
are,
they're
and it's-
related to Absinthe Morgan, though.
Yeah,
It's
that's
her
her
family.
family.
Ah.
Yeah, and then half the party somehow like got a relationship going on with them. And then Sylvia, it turns out, was dating someone from the caravan.
Sure was.
Look at that.
Well, you
Two
know,
of 'em,
not
actually.
anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
has
got
dated
some.
two of them actually, but not anymore. Actually, I forgot. Just Sam was reminding me just how scathing
Ooh,
Sylvia
boy.
was to Oleander
Yeah.
in that
That was
episode.
one of
Yeah.
my that was one of my favorite campaign moments thus far. That breakup was tough.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a
both of
reminder
them.
that one of the last things Sylvia said to Oleander was, "Have a good trip. I hope everyone makes it back this time."
How'd they do?
Not
How'd we
great.
do, Sylvia?
Not great.
Oh my god.
All
right.
But, I do
Cotton,
think
let's see if
Nevi.
it pays off for
I do thank Nevi for joining us for this stint. I love
Hell
Triss.
yeah. Yes.
Triss is Triss is melding quite well with the Emerald
30
Caravan.
years
and
later,
very
Triss, too.
Yeah.
Damn,
All grown up.
Nevi. That's
One
an
is
awesome
so
character.
well read.
One is very well read. Knows
True.
Quibbish. Thank you very much.
Sounds like that should be like some weird British dessert or something.
That was the UK version of Quibi.
Hey,
Ooh.
I'm feeling quite Quibbish.
I need a Quibbish pud or something. I don't know.
Right. Alrighty, dear
Feeling a little
friends.
Quibbish.
It's
Quibbish.
been real, but we will see you.
Are you going to the Quibbage game?
We're ostracizing
going to the
all of our
Quidditch.
British watchers.
Alrighty.
And I'm sorry for my shitty transatlantic accent to anyone who's watching.
Nah, don't apologize to
Yo,
They
it's
love
fine. Yvette used to have a French accent. I don't know what happened. I was just like, she's over it. It was probably fake to begin with.
She's over it.
All my
I
characters have
love
the same
Yvette
accent.
and also hate her. She was so good.
I hate her.
Our
You
most
guys are
morally
shrimps.
reprehensible PC.
Oh my god.
We have
Alright.
not seen shrimps tonight.
It was so crazy. Triss, I'm trying to be a better person. Yvette, oh my god, so I like killed 5 people today. But look at my nails.
Why are you trying to be a better person? That's no fun at all.
That was adorable.
I'll try not to kill anyone while you're here.
Yay.
Our
No
raid's
promises about the
expiring.
hubby. Okay, Russ
All right.
raid. Bye, everybody.
Bye.